Well, with May facing deadlock in Parliament and the bloc offering little in the way of concessions, is she on track to deliver Brexit? Here's a very quick update of the timeline and the possible Brexit scenarios.
To give itself time to build consensus, the Theresa May government has delayed the Brexit vote to January 2019. The deadline for her is January 21st. If her government fails to put its Brexit agreement to vote, or if Parliament rejects her plan by January 21st, the government's power to renegotiate the deal would be curtailed. But if all goes through as planned, the UK would attend its last EU summit as a member in the third week of March. Deal or no deal, on March 29th, the UK will formally exit the European Union. Then a transition period of 19 months would begin, giving both the EU and the UK enough time to negotiate the terms of their future relationship. In October this year, both parties agreed to extend the transition period in case they fail to finalize a formal agreement by December 31st. 2020. Now, let's analyze the possible scenarios. Number one, the British Parliament approves the withdrawal bill before the deadline of March 29th, and the UK leaves the European bloc. Experts believe that unless UK politicians put up a united front to back Theresa May, it's highly unlikely that this scenario will become a reality. The next possibility, analysts say, is the most probable one. The UK Parliament rejects the government's deal and thus begins a complex process. According to the EU Withdrawal Act, in case of a no-deal scenario by January 21st, the government would have to make a statement to Parliament setting out what it intends to do next. Parliament would then have an opportunity to vote on government plans. The MPs could accept, reject, or even amend government plans, though the amendment motions would not be legally binding on the British government. Nonetheless, a withdrawal bill would still need Parliament's approval to formally exit the Union. In the present situation, a consensus within the political class looks highly doubtful, which ultimately leads the UK to a no-deal hard Brexit on March 29th. Economists say this scenario would be disastrous for the country as free movement of people and goods would end, and it would result in a long-dreaded hard border between Ireland and the UK's Northern Ireland. With 9 Says, this is Victor Ning, CGTN.